G'day guys, in this part I'm going to recap the power supply and try to get IBM DOS V up and running. If you remember from part 1, Shane thoughtfully included a spare power supply in the parcel. It doesn't work, but it has a complete set of brand new caps fitted. I'm showing them here removed from the bad power supply. I'm going to replace all the caps in the good power supply just as a precaution because he said it was on its way out. So this here is the good power supply, and these are the new caps. I've written down the values, and my approach will be to remove the old cap, install the new one, tick it off the list, rinse and repeat. So here we go. I'm playing it in fast motion here because otherwise we'd be here for 45 minutes. Click this button if you just want to skip ahead to the DOS part. The first cap here was a bit of a pain. The leads are a bit fat for the nozzle on my desoldering gun. So I'm just having to get it out the old-fashioned way. I'm applying a bit of solder, heating up each side alternately, and just rocking it out. Not a big deal, it did give in the end. I didn't think of it at the time, but a bit of blue tack would have been super useful here to hold the caps in place while I solder them. I'm just getting by using bits and pieces to prop them up, but a lesson learned for next time, I suppose. As the caps get smaller, I sort of find myself needing 3 hands to hold the work, the solder, and the iron all at the same time. I've managed to make it work by putting the solder spool on the end of my finger, but again, the blue tack would have been really handy here. My hands are starting to cramp up, so thankfully the job is done. Alright, now with the power supply reassembled and full of brand spanking new caps, I'm fairly sure the machine's not going to spontaneously explode anytime soon. So let's cross our fingers and hit power. Alright, no smoke? Great, let's press on with DOS V. Rebooting and copying files and things on this machine is a pretty slow process. So I'm going to speed up pieces of footage here and there to save time and get the length of the video down. I'll put a little fast forward symbol on the screen when this happens, just so that you know when it's happening. You can see here that the CF card currently contains MS-DOS 6.22. This just isn't going to do, so let's get the good stuff happening. Mr. McRetro has thoughtfully archived a bunch of TeraDrive related files on his website. You can check it out at the link down in the description. Also check out his YouTube channel. There's lots of console repairs and mods, electronics, lots of really cool stuff. Under downloads here, there is a link to a Google Drive shared folder. Inside there, there's a TeraDrive folder where all the goodies live. Google Drive has a facility to download an entire folder as a zip file. I've done that here and extracted the files on my workshop PC. I'm going to use the version 407 disk image as it seems to be the most complete. Next I'll write the image to a floppy, transfer that disk into the TeraDrive, and with a little bit of luck it'll boot up into Japanese DOS V 4.07. As you can see, the system enters a graphical mode to display the Japanese characters. That's the V part of DOS V, I think, video or VGA or something like that. Next, I'll partition and format the CF card. The procedure is identical to just plain old MS-DOS, and thankfully FDisk has all of the menu items in the same spot, so let's go ahead and do that. Alright, success. Now, before I do anything else, I'm going to install Extra Gold just to make things a bit easier for myself. With Extra Gold installed, I'll have a much easier time installing the DOS-V supplemental files like the graphics mode driver and the EMS driver onto the compact flash card. Alright, with the files copied across, let's look at config.sys and autoexec.bat. I believe these two with the .hdd extension already have the paths set to C drive, but I'll just quickly check them. Alright, that looks good. I'll copy that one over. Now let's check config.hdd. Yeah, that looks good too. Let's copy it and reboot. Well, it's all worked okay, except that now I can't start Extra Gold. It's running, I think, because if I push Q, Y, yeah, but it dropped back to DOS, but I can't see anything. Okay, I worked out that I'm going to need to have two config.sys files and swap them out as I need to. One that loads the Japanese stuff and one that doesn't. I want to have the option of loading the Japanese stuff, just in case I want to load DOS-V games that require it. Because this version of DOS doesn't have boot menus, I'll just have to do it manually by swapping files around. Okay, so here we go, booting a config.sys that has all the Japanese stuff removed. Alright, that's a good start. The RAM situation isn't ideal though. I'd like to have some RAM free to use as XMS, and thankfully there does seem to be an option for this. I found it in the README file, which I ran through Google Translate. It's talking about using some RAM as disk cache, but that should work for XMS. Let's give it a go. Perfect. Just what we wanted. Alright, I guess now it's time to have some fun. Let's install a game. Oh, okay, yeah, forgot about that. Sad face. No worries, let's just toggle over to English mode. There we go, much better. Cool, it's installed. Let's fire it up and have a go. Well, loading times leave a bit to be desired, but once loaded, the game runs nice and silky smooth. I didn't actually expect that from a 10 megahertz 286, but there you go. Now let's try launching it from Japanese mode, just out of curiosity. Ooh, enter? Ah, there we go. It just stops the ANSI art bit from rendering. Weird. Same terrible load times, but at least the game runs okay. And I think that'll probably do it for this part. In the next part, I want to do a little bit of modding. PC speaker's okay. I want to try and get AdLib or Sound Blaster happening. And I'll try to get that going alongside the CF card. It's going to be a challenge because there's only one ISA slot. So we'll have to see what I can do with that. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Sorry it was a little bit dry, but you know these things happen. Anyway, I will see you in the next video.